blood.Ezekiel, talking about the destruction of the Gaels, the genocide, the cultural genocide, the spiritual and the genocide of my people. Immigration, immigrated, yeah. So here we go. Oh, that's yeah. There's some of the lands my ancestors ruled from, peacefully, mind you, and even went into the Americas before the settlers came. And here's one of the men. There's when St. Patrick came, he burnt all the books. There's loads of homeless people in Dublin getting fed outside the place where they've done the human sacrifice. The human sacrifice in Ireland, the city of the blood, was on Ishtar, the Easter Rising, where all the soldiers and the volunteers died to make this Irish Republic, which is actually the Danann's kingdom in the guise of a republic. It's a usurper to fleece the Irish and to destroy Galatia on behalf of the Jesuit generals who want everyone to be a biological commodity and not what God says is supposed to be a free, His finest creation, a loving human being. So you see the homeless in Ireland, so you see all these Muslims, people coming in. I've nothing against Muslims, I'm just saying, I'm stating the facts. These Muslims come in, when they come in, because they claim to be refugees, they get a house and a home. And then they settle down, and because of their religion, they have loads of kids. Now the reason why they have loads of kids is because they're being used by the Vatican as an invasive force. They've never relented in their efforts to just totally and utterly destroy the remnant of the Milesians. There's Brian Baril, one of my ancestors, the Emperor of the Gaels. There's Charlemagne, another one of my ancestors, the Franks. And there's another guy related to him, Frederick the Great. Now they were all related to me at some point in the past, their ancestors of mine. Most. Now there was 8.5 million people living in Ireland. That's nearly twice the population of the Irish living in Ireland when the Vatican sponsored the Norman invasion. The Norman invasion was to rob the richest, most educated, law-abiding kingdom probably in creation at the time was Ireland, and parts of Britain, Wales and Scotland. All islands, which the islands of the world had a link with us Irish people. They came to us for law, Gaelic law, Breton law, the mother's law, what we upheld. That kept us going for 700 years under the constant assaults. The assaults haven't stopped. You can see that when you go into the colleges or when you go around town, you see all the Irish people homeless on the street. You walk up the top of the road, you see temples to Satan, you see all sorts of shit. That is the city of blood. I'll Google it now. T-H-E, the Bible on B of B-L-O-O-D. Let me see if it comes up. Ezekiel, road to the city of blood. Now why is Ireland the city of blood? I'll tell you why. Because at the Battle of Clontarf, after numerous battles with the Viking pagans, the vanguard of the Vatican, who worked for the Byzantine Empire around the count, and it gave rise probably to the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, the burning of the books, where the hiding where the word heretic comes from, knowing the truth about stuff. Brian Baril fought the Battle of Clontarf down in Dublin. Died April 23rd, 1014 in Clontarf. Killed at the Battle of Clontarf. Yeah. He was killed at the Battle of Clontarf, stopping, and then they go and name the place of Blue St. Patrick's Church. But it was actually the Vatican who sponsored the Viking and the Norman invasions. The Vikings are the Normans in a different suit, in a different regiment. That's who they are. So what they done is the Vatican sponsored the Vikings to do Britain. First they done the Saxons in Britain. They done a two-pronged attack on them, and the Saxon king beat the Vikings but lost again at the Battle of Hastings, the Battle of Hastings against the Normans who were sponsored. But then they came to Ireland and done a similar thing. They done a two-pronged attack, Vikings and Norsemen against the Galatians. Always in the background they were being orchestrated by the witches in the dance were linked to the Vatican. Now, what was I googling there? The judgment against the city of blood. Now, there's a lot of blood being spilled. Prior to that, there was loads of blood being spilled in Ireland for years with the Vikings robbing people. Hold on, let me find it. Here we go. The city of blood, woe to the city of blood. Well, that's one and a half year. Woe to him who builds a town with blood and establishes a city with iniquity. That's the Vikings, what they done. But I'm not looking for this one. I'm looking for Ezekiel. I haven't read that one. Have a look. Hold on. The Bible on the city of blood. Ezekiel. E-Z. In Ezekiel 22, for you have become guilty because of the blood. Thou art become guilty in thy blood. Thou hast shed and hast defiled thyself. Yeah, listen to it. This is all about Dublin. Dublin is the city of blood because you had the sacrifice to Ishtar, the goddess of warfare. Now, that's linked to the Donnan because the Donnan are the people of the goddess, and they're skilled in warfare and they're skilled in magic. Black magic. If you look around Dublin town, there's loads of black magic. There's the bull, there's the children of Lear. There's idolatry everywhere. There's temples to Satan. There's even vampire cults. I'll Google that now to prove it. Right, investigation. Right, into VAMPIRER. Now, you're allowed to do anything you want in Ireland, except tell the truth. Yeah, there's a vampire. I was watching it. This vampire myth related to the O'Neill clan. For truly is superstitious and supernatural county like Ireland is quite a surprise to conduct one of these rare professional investigations to discover Joyce injected the vampire into. I'll have to look at that later. Something about the O'Neill clans being vampires. That's weird. But anyway, there's an investigation. A private investigator went into Ireland, done an investigation on dogging and wife swapping, and there was a guy at the end of it. He's a vampire. He drinks blood. The people let him drink the blood. So here's a couple of things telling you exactly what Ireland. You have become guilty because of your blood you have shed, and have become defiled by the idols you have made. You have brought your days to a close, and in the end of the year, and the end of your years has come. Therefore, I will make an object of scorn to the nations and a laughing stock to all the countries. Where you are guilty because of the blood you have shed. Now listen, there's thousands and thousands of children getting dug up all the time in Ireland by the Magdalene laundries all around Dublin and all. That's where Dublin had in the British Empire. Dublin had the highest rate of prostitution in the world. They've been preying on the Irish. The elite of their population nearly extinguished us. That's now just being idolaters. And at this point in time, we have temples to Satan. Whoever it is that has a temple to Satan has the power to go into Christ's church and get them to make a statue of Jesus evicted on the bench across the road from the set of horns in the Bullock Castle and the joint meat cleaver that's pointing at Jesus. This is all linked to blood sacrifice. The Ishtar rising, the goddess of warfare. Let me get her up here. Ishtar. and they're all banging up. Go down to Brother Luke's in Ireland and have a look at the pagan idolatries. Ishtar, goddess of war. Look, Babylonian goddess of war. There she is now. That's how they worship in Ireland. That thing there, Ishtar and blood sacrifice, the Catholic Church. It's all got to do with warfare, and the city of blood. There's so many people banging up heroin in Ireland. There's blood everywhere. There's syringes all around in the alleyways and all. That's more blood. And then when you go into, let me see if I can get it here. It's called Merchant's Key. Now the rich merchants of the earth, remember, that's another thing in the Bible. Merchant's K-E-Y. Okay, Merchant's Key Islands, yeah. Let me see if I can get any pictures. Yeah, let me get some pictures. Make sure this is right, Merchant's Key Island. There it is. There, look. Now I'm trying to get a picture of the idol to Minerva that's inside. Now this is what happens when you walk into Merchant's Key. Now they're hiding it. When you walk into Merchant's Key, yeah, there's a big machine in there making, oh there they are on the floor, look. They put people, that's Merchant's Key, yeah. They put people sleeping on the floor. But what you're not seeing here is where this picture is taken from. There's a big huge idol of the pagan goddess Minerva. Let me get it up here.